Gentlemen, we are on now.
If you plan on speaking, you just sign in now, and then just go back down. First thing is the approval of minutes of last.
I need to make one amendment to the minutes. It indicated that there was a 5-0 vote on the matter that we had last week or last month. I did abstain from that vote, so I just wanted to make sure that I was corrected.
And that has been noted. I will update those minutes.
Any other comments? Move that we approve the minutes.
I second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
And just a reminder, gentlemen, if you would please turn your microphones on so that it can be heard on the webcast, it'd be greatly appreciated.
All right, the next thing on the agenda is old business. There's no old business, correct?
That's correct.
And new business?
New business is TMS number 13616030110 Barton Drive, zoned GR5, general residential, owned by Randolph Lemon. Variance request to reduce the front setback from 20 feet to 25 feet to 20 feet, and reduce the rear setback from 25 feet to 11 feet. Ordinance section 2.73A and 2.7.3D. This came in, and this property has been discussed a couple of times previously with other buyers. Let's take a look at the actual plat. It'll be easier to explain. This is Barton Drive. It connects Quarry Boulevard to Sand Trap Road. It's very odd shaped. It's not a rectangle. It's not a triangle. It's something else. It does have a number of easements that do encumber the property significantly, and it does not have a great deal of depth. We went through and tried to find out if this was actually considered a buildable lot when Quarry Woods was established. We cannot find anything that indicates that it is not a buildable lot. What has prohibited building on it really has been the shape and depth. So when you lay it out, proposed house here, they're requesting to reduce the front setback from 25 feet to 20 feet. And back here, there's an existing 20-foot drainage easement that straddles the property line. So coming up to this here, the corner of the house is actually 11 feet from the actual property line. That's where we get the requested setback reductions. So based on the 4 criteria, staff's opinion that there is a hardship on the property. Extraordinary conditions do exist based upon the shape of the property. There's no way with the existing shape and easements on the property that a house would be able to meet both front and rear setbacks, 25 feet on both sides. Other property in the area do not have similar shapes. Most of them are rectangular. Utilization of the property is eliminated due to the existing setbacks and easements. And detriment will not be caused to other properties by the issuance of this variance on this property. So at this time, I know Mr. Melfi is here, and he can address any questions that the board does have.
Yeah, what he said was the same thing I was getting at. And also, I think, I don't know if we'd have to ask for something different on the back, right? Because the 20 foot versus 10 foot, that something different there.
Well, initially in your application, you indicated that there wasn't one needed on the rear because of the easement, but that easement is 10 feet on either side of the property line. So when I measured it out, scaled it with the software, that's where I came up with the 11 feet.
So we're in.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, gotcha. I know that, and I don't know if this is relevant to anything, but 110, the back property corners in that same neighborhood across the street is basically on the property line or within a few feet. That was also probably 50 years ago, so I don't even know that that's relevant to us right now. And then 111 kind of has a side, I have the pictures, I don't know if you want to see them or not really, okay. And 111 kind of has a side yard that's right on the property line, so it does exist where maybe there was some easements in the past or some sort. But the goal would be to put a home there, a small home, maybe a 2-story or a 1-story. We would propose a 1-story, but if we had to squeeze it down, maybe we could run a 2-story if we didn't want to go back as far as we're proposing.
Is this your residence?
I live around the corner. I was
Oh.
going to build on it to move into it, but I just have to sell my other home around the corner on Donna Drive, which is about 2 blocks over near Golf Road, also Golf Road.
Question, the fence in the house that's on Corey Boulevard, is that on that property or is it on your own property?
The fence,
Right, is it chain link fence?
oh, okay, yeah, that is on the other side of the fence, so that would be on their property. The neighbors existing on the other side of the ditch.
I don't think I have a picture of it.
Yeah, that's, the picture can show the sign.
Yeah, that would be the neighbors.
Yeah.
It's on the other side, just on the other side of the fence, probably at around 10 feet, maybe off the center line of the ditch.
I don't have any
If we
questions.
could go back to the sketch here. Yep. Yeah, that'd be good. Thank you. Do you have, is there any idea of the use of the property behind you? I guess it's, well, sort of, yeah, well, that's undeveloped, right?
The property that's behind 112, right next to this property, is owned by somebody completely different. They own acres.
Yeah, that's like 7 acres or something like that on that backside, right? And then the front's the existing home on the other side, but that's 6 acres that goes all the way back up.
Any other questions?
I don't have any other questions. No.
We have all these people here. Does anybody else want to make a comment or anything? Yes, ma'am. Would you please come up? You gotta press the button. Or, no, down. Yeah,
There's
turn it
a-
on. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Button on the microphone?
Right.
There shouldn't be one on that microphone. Go ahead, just
Okay,
project.
I did have a question regarding, there's a note on the sketch for the house itself, but there is no proposal for a driveway. I'm also concerned if there isn't, where would the parking be for this particular home, since Varden Drive is not that wide and is a heavily used street? I would have safety concerns with having a structure that close to the street. There are a lot of foot traffic through there. People do walk all of the time. So I am concerned, especially children. They do use that 6 acre area in the back as a play area. And they access it through this property. I know they probably would try and access it other ways. My concern is that they might try to do that through Corey Boulevard, which is also heavily traveled. I just see it more as a safety concern, as well as I'm concerned about the ditch that's in the back there. If that would be left open and if runoff from the property would not be allowed because of the structure, or if there's any kind of pavement put in, if that would affect the drainage as well. Those are my questions.
Do you have any answers?
We come up, probably use a rock driveway to help it, not create any more water runoff or anything like that. Very small driveway, and the house may not even be that large, so we definitely create easy access driveway on one of those sides, left or right. As far as the kids, the kids are kids, so they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do. But the only other thing is it'd be the only house on that street. So it wouldn't be too crowded there, I guess. That's
No other questions?
You have a comment? You're together? Okay. You two gentlemen, do you have any questions? Anything?
I have one question.
Just identify yourself.
My name's Chad Brown. I live at 112 Sandtrap, right behind where he's trying to build. My question is, with the branch that close to a house, is that something that's normal around here? I've only been here for 2 years, so I'm trying to understand everything. But that just seems real close to a hurricane branch that's right between two houses. So I'm not sure if that's something that is allowable to move that close. So that's my question.
Your house is no different from that zone around the corner there as far as the flood zone, right? There is no more or less of a flood zone. I find put the body, like the side of the house, the downside. You got them to get a driveway under on the side. They prefer it on one side or the other. Flood zone, flood zone. Not one there. That where is not.
Yes, I have a question. Would you run that by me one more time about parking on that lot?
Oh, yeah. We would just come up on the left or the right side, whichever would be more useful. I don't know, do we have to be involved on any kind of DOT in that? I don't know that we have to.
I'm not sure who controls Barton Drive off the top of my head. I mean, it's either going to be DOT or the town. Either way, you're going to need an encroachment permit to be able to put in a driveway there. And they're going to have to provide at least one parking space. Now, there's 200 feet of frontage there. I'm sure that they can find a spot to, like Mr. Malfoy said, one side or the other, so that they can meet the minimum zoning requirement for parking and, not negatively impact the 200 feet.
No, I drew the sketch with the proposed building for Mr. Melfi, and I should have drawn in a driveway. We mostly planned it would be on the, like if you're on Bardon, it'd be on the left side where they could pull and park right there. We'd probably end up having two spots beside the house where they'd be parking. They'll be out of the way and nowhere near the driveway would be accessible to come in and out and turn around on the property without causing any conflict coming out of the Bardon.
Or you might go straight in and have a garage under. I don't know if you have to go straight in like that.
Yes.
The gentleman in the back, you had want to make a comment?
Mike Miller, 110 Sandtrap. My only concern, again, not to beat a dead horse, would be that having a driveway on the Varden side, because if you see, I know he's addressed my property a few times. My driveway is on Sandtrap, which is where all the driveways are, so it suits. There is no driveways on Varden at all, and I've seen there physically on my front porch people zipping through that little spot right there to get home quickly, and that would be my concern coming around that corner. Children, things of that nature. Thank you.
you have to, there is a stop. On Court.
Yeah. Many of them aren't.
Well, right. That.
All right, thank you. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion that we approve the request.
Anybody second it?
I would second it. It appears to follow the guidelines of the variance request.
One more question.
My question is, how are you gonna put a driveway on Sand Trap and drive right across my property, which is not enough room there for a car, let alone a
That's-
driveway to come down?
It wouldn't
And
be,
that street being Varden, you can fit 5 cars along that street before you hit the stop sign. Then, and the street itself coming off of Corey to make a right, you can't even see that street. And the stop sign that's at Varden and Sand Trap, people whip through there like there is no tomorrow. I mean, you're talking about hit that corner on Corey, hit Varden, and then hit right around on Sand Trap. I mean, it's a quick loop. I sit in my driveway every night when I get home and I watch cars all night long just to see what's going on so I can learn the neighborhood because I haven't been there that long. But to put a driveway there on Sand Trap, you're almost on my property, if not inches onto my property. Oh, Sand Trap. I'm just saying, if that was the case, there is no room.
yeah, it says Corey here and Corey here. This one is Sand Trap up here to the top.
Right on that side, it's still on Guard 5.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna be addressed off of Arden. This will have vehicular access off of Arden Drive. It is a cut through and, but people will adjust to the fact that there's a driveway and, you know, it will be cleared to make way for a home and a driveway. So there's going to be less vegetation blocking views. I mean, I'm not making the argument for it. I'm just saying these would be normal things that are done with the development of a house.
Tim, my understanding is we're just here to determine the
Mhm.
permissibility of the variance. We're not
That's
approving any kind of design layout.
Yeah,
anything
and
like
this will come through the permitting process.
Okay.
So, and they will have to get encroachment permits, as I said, from the jurisdiction that's responsible for Barden Drive. And they will take into account those requirements and where it's most appropriate to put a driveway. So,
All in favor of the, raise your hand.
Aye.
Opposed? I'm in favor.
You what?
I am in favor.
So it's 3-1.
so it's 3-1. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yep. There's no further business. I would move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
You know, it'd be nice with satellites and everything, I was trying to find a satellite so I could look down on.
Because it doesn't have an address, it's hard to
I know.
find.
Yeah, the properties on both sides do that.
Yeah, and that's why I kind of mentioned that, Tim. I just wanted to make sure. It seemed like they thought we were approving the design and the layout of the house. And the
No,
property.
absolutely. Hold on a second. Hold on.